Capricorn, horoscope, August 2020. When Mercury, the planet that rules communication, enters confident and outgoing Leo on August 4th, your conversations become bold and dynamic. You love to embellish the stories you tell, and you might even throw in an extra fictional detail or two to see people's reactions. The 13th brings a powerful square between Mars and Pluto that is challenging at best. Passive aggressive behavior is quite common now, and you've been known to get in more than a few sarcastic barbs here and there. There might not be anything you can do to control other people's behavior, but you can control how you react to it. Inventive Uranus goes retrograde in the Bull's stubborn sign on August 15th, urging you to look at the past several months and examine which plans you made fell through or which projects you attempted failed. It's great that you've made efforts to succeed, but are the potential disappointments worth investing yourself in 100%? By the time this 5-month retrograde period is over, you might find it's time to dial things back just a bit. The Sun leaves exciting Leo for more predictable Virgo on the 22nd, putting you more at ease as you revisit some of the goals you have. This focused, practical energy encourages you to forge ahead with the ambition you're known for. Very few things can stop you now. Egyptian insight, spiritual, intellectual, physical, social, and emotional aspect of the self for Capricorn in August of 2020. Four of Wands for spiritual. Two of Wands for intellect. Eight of Swords for physical. Ace of Swords for social. Hierophant for emotional. Four of Wands in this deck referencing Kefi's glory, unfurled wings, rising sun, alternation between day and night, life and death. Positive aspects, intuition, illumination, a project soon to be realized, unexpected good occasion. Negative aspects, small difficulties, confused material, and intellectual moment. Two different paths crossing each other. Are you possibly confused, flying upside down and not realizing it? Or are you flying right side up? Or are you realizing it doesn't really matter as long as you're following your instincts, your intuition, being illuminated? This is a spiritual aspect. How's your faith? Is it being, are you trusting in your gut? Sounds like you might get some kind of surprise blessing if you've got good karma going on. Or it's going to be a little more of the same, you are what you believe. If you believe you're a victim, then you're a victim. The only way to change that is to stop believing you're a victim. Realizing you made the choices that led you to where you are. Two of Wands, referencing Ra's eye. Positive aspects, help in the development of material undertakings, good prospects of success. Negative aspects, justified worries, unexpected adversity, uncertainty. The sun can provide life or it can burn. Look at Mercury. You know, you're thinking about in August developing your material undertakings, and you may be justifying your worries, and that's probably correlating with the Four of Wands spiritual aspect. Self-realization sometimes is understanding the lessons behind the adversity or the problems or the hardships or the difficulties. You know, it's like, oh, I see the moral of the story in that. So you can either be in ignorance and rejection, thinking it's bliss, but it's really not, because you're not learning what you need to learn, and it's going to keep happening, vicious cycles. Or you can grow from it and mature from it. Once again, we're looking at two paths here. The Four of Wands, I said two crossing paths because it's two wands crossing and then another two wands crossing upside down. So that's two paths that have crossroads. So two crossroads. And then here you're thinking about one crossroad, but in reality your spirit's like you have two crossroads you really have to deal with and think about. Eight of Swords, physical, Sobek's teeth. Those swords represent his teeth. You're going to get cut up and eaten, chewed up, physically chewed up. Positive aspects, bad news, inner crisis, censure, impediments, health and danger, inconvenience, negative fatality, betrayal, accident, difficulties. Material aspects, home life, 3D world, eating you up, chewing you up. Karma, I mean, you probably aren't, when people are like, oh God, why me, what did I do? You don't consider all the possible choices you could have made as a soul before you were born. Oh wow, I got some bad karma I gotta deal with. I better choose a life that can deal with that karma pretty well. Are you in tune with your soul? Are you in harmony with your spiritual self? Connecting? Sobek's gonna eat you up and spit you out, chew you up, spit you out, or poop you out, whatever you want. Ace of Swords, Hathor's crown. Positive aspects, dynamism, bitter struggle, exaltation of strength, fertility, seduction. Negative aspects, break with society, divorce, aberration of initiative. Abortion, not aberration. Abortion of initiative. Legal actions. Social aspect of yourself is directly connected to the physical aspect of yourself. Are you chewing yourself up and not realizing it? By not realizing your own choices you've made have led you to what you're dealing with? August doesn't look like it's going to be a fun month for Capricorn. Kind of like a soul searching or awareness, raising your awareness, being in tune with the ascension from ground up. Once you hit bottom, there's nowhere to go but up. The Hierophant, this deck, positive aspects, modesty, piety, clemency, relief from troubles, spiritual guide, the wise man to whom one turns, priest, doctor, lawyer, religion, family, tradition, inspiration, magnetism. Negative aspects, excessive, generosity, kindness, ill rewarded, loss of faith in self and in others, loss of one's own morality, vulgar and material actions, rancor, intolerance, enmity. These two guys down here, one's red, one's black, they represent the genius of light and the genius of dark, or however you want to see it. Whoever's who, doesn't matter. Alright, a rose by any other name smells just as sweet. This is your emotional aspect. He's the master of the arcana. The Hierophant. Geniuses of good and evil. Your heart may be sitting in the place of understanding this, but has it gotten you to a position of kind of hitting a brick wall or running into a brick wall while you're not paying attention, or getting in an accident while you're not paying attention, or doing something by accident and then, you know, being a smart ass, and then your heart is like, well, I see good and evil, I understand the arcanas. Let's look into this a little bit further. Cosmic, spiritual, intellectual, physical, social, emotional aspect of the self for Capricorn in August 2020. Spiritual, Princess of Wands. Intellectual, King of Pentacles. Physical, Two of Pentacles. Social, Prince of Cups. Emotional, Seven of Wands. Princess of Wands. Easy to forget or forgive. Easy to forgive, but also easily angered. It's got a volcano in the sun over here. Fire. Wands is fire. This card references spontaneity, energy, a person willing to accept risk, impulsiveness, passion in both love and anger, an artist, an envoy, a stranger with good intentions, a bearer of important news, superficiality, instability, a heartbreaker. Remember, two crossroads your spirit's telling you about. This is you. This is your soul right here, Princess of Wands right now in August. Are you going to realize which crossroads is the better one? Or can you tell? Are you confused? Maybe you need to go see an expert, more spiritual guidance. Look forward and see what the next card is going to bring. King of Pentacles, a shrewd businessman, knows how to handle his money. Referencing diligence, patience, talent in mathematics, wealth, prudence, tenderness, Epicureanism. Responsible person, character and intelligence, business acumen, loyal friend, reliable marriage partner, wise investment, ability to acquire money and valuable possessions, greed, corruption, using any means to achieve the desired end, thriftlessness. Are you ruthless? You're at the crossroads because you either tend to be ruthless or you're being tested with your what you're thinking about with obtaining finances. This directly relates to the physical aspect of yourself. You can get burned or you can nurture with the sun. Ra's eye. Two of Pentacles. Young man walking in the sand, but there's a snake there. I know snakes can represent wisdom and other cultures and positive things, but they also tell you that the snake will bite you and poison you and kill you. They're not stupid. Referencing changes, attraction of opposites, harmonious change, cheerfulness, new complications, excitement, news, message or letter, difficulty in launching new projects, embarrassment, contradictory changes, contradictory tasks. Is there a crocodile waiting as he's playfully messing around, thinking life's all whatever I make it? Whether I do horrible things or not doesn't matter. Whether I miss or abuse my physical aspect of myself, material, home life, 3D world, everything is of random circumstance and I have no control. I can just do whatever. It doesn't matter. Fuck it. Excuse my language, but that's what I'm thinking here. Soulbacks and Two of Pentacles. Look at that. Snake. There's a boat out there. Maybe if you went away from the snake and tried to communicate, you might get the social aspect or other things in your life from people that you need to be in your life that aren't in your life, or things, the material world. Maybe you can change your perception a little bit and see something different. Careful as you wander through life. Prince of Cups, charming, but also possibly devious. referencing mysterious person, imagination, an invitation or opportunity, arrival, approach, attraction, inducement, seduction, proposal, passion, an intense person, hotness, hauntedness, subtly, artifice, trickery, a sly and cunning person, a swindler, a card or masher. A cad or masher. The Ace of Swords there. Prince of Cups, social aspect of yourself. Are you being honest with what's going on? I'm getting this like, whatever, I don't care. Like, it's the end of the world and I don't care. Deal with it later. But if you turned your head and saw the snake here with the divine light, he's taking advantage of your divine light while you're not paying attention. Eating you up from inside. Eating your light, eating your source. Feeding on it while you're just like, whatever, I got something else to focus on. I don't believe in that. Ground, remember seduction. These two cards are very closely related. Are you cheating on somebody? What's going on here? Social aspect of yourself. 7 of Wands could be a person defending themselves, referencing overwhelming odds surmounted, valor, action without planning, negotiation, contest, fight for survival, skill in marital arts, courage, worry, agitation, hesitation may cause losses, perplexity. Your heart is in survival mode and not thriving mode. Even though you may know, your heart knows, it's like the corrupted Pope. It's like, oh yes, bless you, but secretly I'm molesting children down here in the basement. I mean, not that you are, but that's a really harsh metaphor for what I see here. You're all arrogant and look, I can defend myself. I got this. What? I'll slap a hoe. You know, very arrogant from your heart. You're not very in tune with maybe that heart needs a little bit more guidance and healing and compassion. Now, if I'm being a little too dark and negative, maybe you're on the opposite side of what I'm saying. Maybe just let me know in the comments. Universal fantasy, spiritual, intellectual, physical, social, and emotional aspect of the self for Capricorn in August of 2020. Spiritual, the wheel. Intellectual, 5 of Cups. Physical, Queen of Cups. Social, the Hermit. And emotional, 9 of Swords. Trauma. The wheel. This deck references cycles. History repeating itself. For your soul to not have to continuously deal with certain things, and it has to learn how to let go and endure the karma that comes your way, and not have to get revenge or some kind of even with people because they did this to you. You have to let it go so that way that you break the cycle of being around those people. Princess of Wands. Easily angered, but also easily forgiven. You need to stay on the easily forgiven crossroads, not the anger crossroads. Those two different aspects of yourself, Capricorn, lead you to different paths. When you're angry, I could be a little bit angry. I'm just feeling my emotions. I'm just expressing my emotions. No, not in August, Capricorn. Don't be doing that. Stick with forgiving. All of August, the whole month. Just forgive. Yourself and others, everything, forgive. That's the spiritual message here for you, Capricorn. Forgive. 5 of Cups. This deck references the battles you've lost will help you in the future to win future battles or have victories. King of Pentacles. You can be really good with money if you just put yourself to it. Crossroads. Anger, forgiveness. Anger continues this vicious cycle of losing battles. Forgiveness, learning from your mistakes or learning from the karma, learning about your soul, learning about past lives, learning about how to get rid of this through forgiveness will get you in a better position, into a better King of Pentacles, not a corrupt third world country king that lives in Venezuela. Okay? This is what you're thinking about. And I'm telling you that for you to get through this, you need to relax, forgive, let go, take time out. Okay? Don't let things bother you so much. Do not be in anger in August. Queen of Cups from this deck references there are those who can benefit from your emotions and those who take advantage of your emotions. That's why you're a Two of Pentacles dancing around with snakes and the crocodile is about to eat your ass. This is the source of your behavior. So your physical aspect of yourself, your environment, what you're dealing with, material world, 3D world, matrix, whatever you want to call it. Here's your source. This is what you're doing. This is where it's going. Go to the intellectual aspect of yourself. Learn from your mistakes and what you've done. Forgive and move forward. The Hermit from this deck, referencing looking inside yourself and seeing how, what I've been talking about with the spiritual, the intellectual, the physical aspect of yourself. Your little Prince of Cups with the Ace of Daggers. Seductive. Not paying attention to the inside, the inner light. The Hermit is your answer. Your social aspect of yourself to the social connections of emotional and physical aspects of your life, your environment, what you're dealing with, what you're going through. You've become this from all of the emotional, physical aspects of yourself. And the Ace of Swords. And Crown. The Hermit is your solution to your social problems. Nine of Swords references fear, saying what you're afraid of is worse, is you make it worse than it really is. You turn a molehill into a mountain. But it's because you're like kind of arrogant and I'll just keep defending myself, suppressing this issue here, and because your heart is in tune with being the Hierophant. But are you a corrupted Hierophant? Is your heart corrupted Hierophant from the traumas? Knowledge of good and evil knows that it needs to deal with this. The Hermit. Take that time out, socially, away from people. Do the healing of the Nine of Swords. Defend yourself from yourself. Stand up to the inner fears of trauma. Get some guidance from, or healing. Get some healing. Go to somebody you've never talked to before that is into healing. Cranial, sacral, quantum healing with hypnotherapy. There are way many different types of healers out there that you can go to and get this taken care of. I'm personally going to do it. You should too. Sacred geometry activations for Capricorn in August of 2020. Passion. The frequency of passion reminds us that beneath every intense emotion lies the hidden gem of insight, balance, and calm. It assists us in finding the balance within this intensity, moving us from chaos to the calm of its core, where we can let its long-lasting wisdom fill us up. When we use the word passion, we usually refer to a strong feeling from something or someone. It could be a burning desire or a feeling of enthusiasm or intense emotion. Passion expresses itself powerfully, like a burning hot fire, as it radiates out from our core. This power cannot be hidden, it demands expression. We long for an emotion that is so strong that all we can do is surrender to its power. At the same time, we fear this kind of emotion because we are afraid of losing ourselves, our sense of who we are, in the eye of the passion storm within us. But there is clarity and insight to be found in this storm. Once we have withstood the heat of the fire and have held our balance in the midst of the blazing inferno, only then can we move to the center and find the insight of passion's core. The passion activation reveals this process of powerful insight through its purple core, its demand for expression, the blue around the core, and the storm of the intense feelings and emotions all around, represented by the orange, yellow, and red of the lower chakras. It invites us to become aware of and to burn away anything that stands in the way of finding the valuable insights of it at its core. And although it could be enjoyable to feel these intense emotions, we cannot stay in this heat for very long without getting burned. Keepers of the Light, who has a message for Capricorn in August of 2020? Charity. Prayer and contemplation. Connect with heaven. Ask and you shall receive. Faith, hope, and charity are a trinity of archangels who are dedicated to helping us regain our natural traits of kindness, trust, and faith in the highest good. Charity is the twin flame of Archangel Chamuel. She has a great spirit that encourages us to undertake the spiritual practices of prayer and meditation. Prayer is the way we speak with the divine, and meditation is the way we open ourselves to receive the answers we need to hear. Charity is also the angel who kisses the forehead of all those who pray in support of others. She absolutely loves to see this kindness because it creates an inspirational, healing wave of goodwill to the world. Extended message. The powerful Archangel Charity is drawing close to you at this time because she has recognized that you have goodness in your heart and you have put others first. She brings you thanks and support. Move into prayer and meditation with regard to any decisions you have to make at this time. You are being guided to take the time to breathe and receive. Know that you will have a real surge of intuition when it's time to move forwards. Thank the angels for guiding you towards your highest good and welcome Charity into the space with you. Dragons. Which dragon has a message for Capricorn in August of 2020? Rose Pink Dragon. Prepares your heart to connect with the higher facets of the cosmic heart. Open your heart to warm-hearted love and diamond light. Connect with the love of the universe. Rose is the vibration of pure and beautiful warm-hearted love, and these seventh-dimensional dragons radiate this higher love. Our heart center has 33 facets, which range from the green of conditional love through pink to pure white. When we are ready to open the pure white transcendent petals in the center of our glowing heart, the rose pink dragons helps us to connect our heart with Venus, the cosmic heart, where we tune into cosmic love and oneness. These beautiful dragons are attracted to us as soon as our heart is ready. We may feel our heart center becomes warm when they are near us. People will then respond to the rose pink that is starting to shine in our energy fields. Receiving this card suggests that your higher heart is ready to connect to the cosmic heart. Ask the rose pink dragons to touch your heart center and sense it awakening and expanding. When the four central petals open, they sparkle with diamond light. They contain the higher facets of the love energy of the universe. Be aware of them lighting up so that all 33 facets of your heart center are active. You may see or sense a shaft of rose pink light flowing from your heart right up to the cosmic heart, which opens wide to you. Breathe soft, warm, pink light into your aura. Notice how you transcend your emotions as the rose pink dragons stay close to you and light you up. Sacred power for Capricorn in August of 2020. Source. Surrender fear with the power of prayer. Miracles can happen now. As a source of comfort and hope, prayerful thoughts strengthen your faith in life and divine consciousness. Life isn't always happiness and joy. Experiencing sadness and sorrow is a part of life. Turning to prayer during times of trouble and darkness opens pathways for the divine will to act on your behalf. The power of prayer can be accessed by anyone, anywhere, at any time. When positive energy exists within and around us, it can help us balance any physical or mental condition. Divine Source speaks to us through prayer when we truly surrender our fear and open our heart to pure love. People tend to turn to prayer only in times of trouble. In fact, they should offer prayer even in good times to show gratitude and thanks for the blessings they have received. The continued flow of divine surrender opens us to new possibilities while increasing our strength on a spiritual level. Have faith. The ascended masters in heavenly realms will respond in divine deliverance if you surrender your heart to receive. By being open to the work of miracles, you allow universal synchronicities to bless you in abundance. Prayer helps your mind and body to become one. Divine communication is strong right now. Messages from loved ones, angels, ascended masters, and divine source are brought to you now. Pay attention to thoughts, feelings, and impressions you receive during and after prayer. Invoke your spiritual power and blessings from heavenly hosts and deities by surrendering to faith with an open-hearted routine prayer. The power of prayer is strengthened by your spiritual state. Mantras open doors for divine communication. Using a prayer or dharma wheel brings purification and value to your heart's request. Right now, pray for the miracle you need. You are being divinely assisted. Affirmation. From the light of God that I am, I clear and open the way for divine miracles. I surrender my heart to 100% pure light consciousness. I embrace divine will through love and faith. Isis, what is your message for Capricorn in August of 2020? Pyramid of Light. Psychic protection. Step your vibration deeper into love. As a being growing in significant light, darker energies can become more attracted to you. There is nothing to fear and only more mastery and awareness of the power and protection of divine love to experience. Here is guidance on the skills you have within you now to deal with any undesired interference. The Pyramid of Light confirms that energies have been causing interference with your path, and it is time now to end that interference with love and compassion. This oracle brings you confirmation that you are growing spiritually, and as such, there are higher levels of responsibility and skill required of you to continue to thrive and blossom to even deeper places of spiritual expansion. These new levels will feel joyful to you as they bring you to greater personal mastery and freedom from fear. Sometimes when you are growing your light, darker energies become more interested in you. This is nothing to be afraid of because no energy can interfere with you without your permission, and if you have unconsciously given permission by action or deed in this or other lifetimes, you have the free will to withdraw that permission from a place of peace and love within you right now. The key to handling any energy effectively, even that energy which you no longer wish to have connected to your energy field, is to have compassion and respect in your heart, combined with a firm boundary and an understanding of the principles of psychic protection. There are practices which are easy and helpful for you to use to nurture your light and make it easier to go into that place of inner peace and love on a daily basis, and that help to protect nourish the energy of your home and workplace too. One such practice recommended for you now is the Pyramid of Light. This can be added to any other spiritual or inner work practice and yet will also stand on its own. It can be used on a person, physical space such as a home or workplace or a venue for a special occasion and even placed around a project. The ritual below will clear you at any time you feel that there are forces interfering with your free will or life plans. Sometimes you just sense blocks that you know are not coming from within you and you know are not serving the higher unfoldment and they need to be released. You can use this ritual or a skilled spiritual healer to help you with this process. But know that what you most need is a compassionate heart and enough confidence to realize that you alone can give or revoke permission for any being to be connected with your energy field, seeking to exert influence over your thoughts, actions, or life choices, either consciously or not. Sometimes we just need to remind ourselves of the power of our free will and choice. If any being in the physical world or the inner worlds even ever tells you that you have no power of choice as a human being, do not believe them. They are in deception and they are not to be trusted. They may believe what they are saying, but they are not honoring the innate spiritual gift of free will that every human soul was given as a gift of gratitude for coming to earth to help with service to her awakening. Your free will is your most fundamental spiritual inheritance as a human being, and it cannot be taken by another except in illusion. Once you realize this, you can claim back your power at any time. The Pyramid of Light says that you may have beings who think they are helping you, but are not of unconditional love, and therefore are better to be released from your energy field. These beings may or may not be in physical form. They may or may not appear as very spiritual teachers or helpers. The oracle indicates that there are also thoughts, feelings, and other energies around you that are not helping you. And with the easy ritual below, you can clear all of that and feel that your path is clearer and easier, with less fog and confusion. Wisdom of the oracle, what message do we have for Capricorn in August of 2020? Co-create. Creativity, art, inspiration, fruition, manifestation. You may not consider yourself a creative person, but in fact you are creating your reality every moment of every day via your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, intentions, and actions. Yet you must consider that you do so in partnership with spirit, consciousness, God, or whatever name you call your higher power. You are a spark of this intelligence and that works through you, nudging you with inspired thought and intuitive guidance. You are a paintbrush that co-creates a beautiful, unique expression of your own individuality blended with universal spirit. You are a product of divine inspiration, and now you're aligned with it to create miracles. When you view your life as art and know you co-create it, only beauty and grace result. Prepare to be amazed. Relationship message. Connections of the heart serve to inspire you, opening you up to new ideas you would never have come to on your own. You are looking in a mirror held up by this experience and seeing yourself in an unexpected way. Who is this extraordinary being looking back at you? You are going to be so happy that you kept your heart open. Your love is a unique work of art now, the very embodiment of beauty. Prosperity message. Flashes of inspiration give rise to great success when you receive this message. You are at your most creative now, and whatever you apply yourself to will lead to the fruition of your dreams. Remember that all your ideas are channeled from a higher source. You create your reality in partnership with Spirit. The potential for manifestation is unlimited now. Revel in its vastness. Protection message. You're trying too hard to create all that you desire without the nurturing, vital force of Spirit. Perhaps you are in a creative slump, suffering writer's block, facing a monumental task, but unable to decide on your first step, so you just avoid doing anything. Does the word overwhelmed apply to you right now? Why do you think it all has to come down to you? Inspiration means the drawing in of divine guidance. You must tap into Spirit, not simply yourself. Ask Spirit for inspiration. Two minds are greater than one, so co-create with your divine partner. Reclaim your partnership with Spirit. Inspiration will flow through you as soon as you get out of your own way. Cosmic message for Capricorn in August of 2020. Limitless. Don't conform to the beliefs of others. Live your own truth and share this with the world with love. Start over. Don't conform to the beliefs of others. Live your own truth and share this with the world with love. Through this card, limiting beliefs and conformity are being addressed. It's so easy to get caught up in the material world with its illusionary expectations, false sense of security, and living our lives in what society deems as perfect social bubbles. People get lost in the games and falsity of their everyday monotonous existence. Living a life to the expectations of society is just as restricting as living a life in prison. There's only so much room you have available to move freely before the walls of the cell are felt. If you were drawn to this card, you are being asked to reflect on your life and the walls that inhabit you or inhibit you. These walls are made up of limiting beliefs that prevent you from following your heart and reaching your dreams. Limiting beliefs that stem from childhood experiences and expectations, which kept you locked in an invisible cell. Dear one, do not let the limiting beliefs and expectations of yourself and others confine you. You were not born to be imprisoned. You were born to fly, to sing your tune and dance your dance. You were born to truly live and experience this life in all its blazing glory. Reach for the stars and follow your dreams. You have the strength and courage within you to break away from societal expectations and follow your own guidance and intuition. It's time to truly acknowledge the magnificent soul you are and break free from the binds that have held you back. You will be amazed by your own power and motivation. Affirmation. I'm ready to create a life of my own choosing. Associated chakras. Base, sacral, solar plexus. White Light Oracle, what's your message for Capricorn in August of 2020? Sacred Scar. Your inner and outer scars are marks of your soul's courage. They are signs of strength and survival, of your willingness to be alive. The sacred scar speaks of that which once caused pain being transformed into higher knowledge and inner power. Trauma shall be transformed through spiritual initiation, leading you from woundedness to wisdom. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You can trust your healing process and in the hidden higher purpose behind things happening as they do. You are strong and you shall flourish on all levels. Some experiences are hard to weather, even when our intention is to trust. Going through a challenging time is likely to give rise to suffering. Consider the mother eagle raising her precious eagles in the sanctuary of a meticulous, padded, and fiercely defended nest. They know safety and comfort until one day the mother who provided unceasing nurturance abruptly pushes them out of the nest and into the air. She knows this is how they will learn that they can fly. For the eaglet, there is not yet any such knowledge, disoriented and disturbed, but eventually innate instinct overtakes confusion, and those brave little eagles begin to flap their fledgling wings during the plummet from the nest. They have learned the purpose of the tough lesson and grow. The trauma of disruption became their initiation into power. You don't have to enjoy the process of growth, but you can always trust it has your best interest at heart. However, do not confuse negative, especially traumatic, experiences as something Spirit has inflicted upon you. Spirit would love your growth to happen in the most joyful and peaceful ways possible. As your relationship to Spirit heals and strengthens, this can be the way you grow more often than not. However, Spirit also knows that sometimes we are to move through intense experiences before we can gain access to the light. Those experiences can teach us things only those who have truly suffered and brought the suffering to consciousness and healing can now. The lessons learned include compassion, wisdom, strength, and fearlessness, faith in spirit and in humanity, and the recognition of the challenges of awakening whilst having trust in the ultimate power of the light. Such a soul becomes one truly badass and divine human being, a powerful healer and a light bearer in this world. The Oracle of Sacred Scar lets you know that your greatest struggles are the pathway to your potential. You're not being punished. Those circumstances have not imposed upon you by Spirit, but Spirit will work with you to free you on negativities and bring you into the light, stimulating the sacred alchemical wisdom within your heart that knows how to distill goodness, grace, and healing from even the most terrible experiences. If you are deep in suffering now, know that Spirit is with you, loving you and bringing you this oracle. You shall heal. Do not give up. Proceed until you are exactly where you most want to be. You have the inner spirit to ensure even a negative experience will only cause positive growth in you and your life. Star Seeds, what message do we have for Capricorn in August of 2020? Loosen your grip. Coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in. We're cyclic beings, and Mother Earth teaches us how to be human every day with the coming and going of the tides and the seasons. If you're clinging to anything, you're resisting the natural flow of who you are. The things we cling to are so often those we most need to let go of. The food, the substances, the relationship, the job, the people pleasing. The things we cling to often cover up our most vulnerable space, the part we're most afraid to leave empty, but the part we guard and don't let grace into. But by keeping that space covered with something that doesn't serve us, or clinging to it for fear of it not staying of its own accord, we prevent ourselves from receiving the things that will. A Course in Miracles tells us whatever we leave empty, grace will fill. And the Buddha said, you can only lose what you cling to. Indeed, both are true. If this card appears, you're being called to find the courage to loosen your grip and give up control, to release your coping mechanism and leave space for grace and God to enter, to surrender all that feels dense to the divine. Loosening your grip doesn't mean that what you're clinging to will go away. It may or it might stay, but you can be sure that what is for you will find you, and you'll breathe easier knowing that you've shifted from relying on your own strength to surrendering to the grace of life. Starseed Soul Inquiry. What are you clinging to for fear of nothing coming to take its place? And that's your reading, Capricorn. Thanks for watching. Click the links below. Become a Patreon, please. Email me. See you next month.